Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Austin Betha. If today is your first time of coming across my channel, you are definitely welcome. And if today isn't your first time, thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. And if you're not yet subscribed, okay, have you done that? Right, thank you. Do not forget to hit on the like button at the end of this video if you enjoyed it. In today's video, I will be talking to you guys about the things to consider when looking for an apartment in Lagos. Yeah, I'm going to be doing that because I remember that in my previous video, I talked about how people see girls that live alone in Lagos, and a few people asked me some questions, on Instagram, and then they wanted to know the things that you have to consider, when getting an apartment in Lagos. So if you're thinking of relocating to Lagos from wherever you are, be it in the States or from another state here in Nigeria, then you really need to watch this video. So if you're interested, keep watching. First things first, you need to consider the location. You need to consider the exact place you want to live. Do you want to live on the mainland? Do you want to live on the island? Because there's been that demarcation in Lagos. So there's the mainland and then there's the island. On the island you have Lekki, you have Ikoyi, you have Marina, you have all of those places. And on the mainland you have Ikeja, you have Abulegba, you have Egbeda, you have Oshodi, and all of those places. So you need to consider where. After deciding where you want to stay, either the mainland or the island, you then consider the distance from your workplace to where it is you want to get an apartment. Like, you don't want to live in Ikeja and walk all the way on the island, right? You want to get an apartment that's not too far from where you work so that it's easy for you to, go to work and get to work in time, because Lagos traffic, that is scarf, like Itai Gili. Like, you can be on a spot for 1 hour. Like, no jokes, guys. Like, if you know anybody who lives in Lagos, they will tell you it's depressing. Like, I can't even lie about it. So you need to be sure of the exact place you want to live, so that it's not like at the end of the day you're spending all of your salary on transport. The second thing you also need to consider is the fact that you need to save up your money. So in Lagos, the way rents are being paid, you have to pay upfront. Like, you have to pay for a year, or some landlords take a year, some other landlords they take 2 years, and above. I know that I stay on the mainland, right? So my landlord would take a year at least, and he could take more if you want to pay for that. But on the island, you get to pay for a year. Most of my friends who stay on the island, they always say that they pay for a year, especially in Lekki. So you have to save up your money, because you're going to be carrying the money in bulk like this. Oh my god. When I'm paying my rent, I'm like, oh my god, am I giving all of this money to one person? It's just so annoying. But then again, you have to survive, right? So it's not like you pay monthly, you have to pay per year. Aside from saving up your rent, you also need to consider the agent fee. Like, there's something called agent fee here in Lagos, right? So if you're looking for an apartment, aside from the rent itself, you're paying 10%, of the total money to the agent who's going to link you up with the landlord who owns the house. It's just a lot of waka, but then again, you have to do the waka to get a good apartment, right? In some cases, you also have to consider paying for your legal fees, but it's not peculiar to every house in Lagos, right? I hear that mostly on the island, because on the mainland, not everybody cares about your legal fee. Nobody even cares about your legal rights, so there's no fee that's attached to it, okay? But I've heard a lot of people say that you can negotiate the price, right? So it depends on the relationship you have with the agent. So you can negotiate the price, so it's lesser than 10%. But in my case, baby, they collected the 10%. The fact that at some point it felt like it was already 20%, because better, you have to pay for this one, you have to pay for this. No, the agent that brought you to me, I have to settle him, so you have to give him money. Like, you have to pay. And I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to get an apartment, guys. Next thing you want to do before you get an apartment in Lagos is to do your research. I'm going to put some links in the description bar of some websites where you can, check out houses and what they look like. Try and figure out what exactly it is you want in your apartment. Do you want a service apartment? Do you want it to just be an empty room where you do all of the decors and the paintings all by yourself? So you really need to figure out, do you want a 1-room apartment? Do you want 2 bedrooms? All of these things are things that you need to put into consideration when trying to get an apartment here in Lagos, Nigeria. Getting an apartment in Lagos already sounds like a lot of work. Trust me, guys, it is a lot of work. So you need to take your time, right? That's my next point. You need to take your time don't be too quick to pay for an apartment. Don't be too quick to just take any apartment that you see. It will take a while. I remember when I was trying to get my apartment. Guys, it was a lot of work because I was moving from one house to the other. Even places that shouldn't even be considered calling a house, right? Agents will take you to those places. You see goats walking up and down. I mean, plenty chicken running up and down, plenty fowls running up and down. Just slums. So you really have to take your time. Don't be too quick to just pay and move in. Let's say that you want to move into your apartment in March. Do not start looking for your house in March. I think you should start from February, right? Because it's going to take you a while. I think when I was trying to get my own house, it took me over 2 months. Yeah, it took me over 2 months, and it was a lot of stress. You're going to work and then they call you, oh, there's this apartment, you might want to check it out before you go to work. So I was always taking excuses at work, and it wasn't funny. So if you're moving for the first time, you really need to link up with a lot of agents. I mean, I paid about 5 different agent fee just for them to get me a house because I was really in need of an apartment. At the end of the day, it was just one person that gave me what I wanted. But taking your time is just key when looking for an apartment, because you want to ask your neighbors questions. You don't want to just take what the agent has to say to you. So if it says, look, we have lights, we have water, we have this, you need to ask the neighbors. Walk around the compound. Don't just stand there and be forming okay, so how much? Babe, it's not going to work. Okay, you need to ask questions. So when they say, oh, better, there's light, I'm like, oh, okay. I look around, oh, there's light now. When they say, and then I can't justify, because sometimes they have light when you go, and other times there's just no light. There's nothing you can do. You have to buy yourself a generator or an inverter or both of them for you to just survive and be happy. But then again, I can check water, right? So what I do, I turn on the tap. I go with an empty bottle. I probably would have bought myself bottled water when I'm coming. So no, I'll make sure I finish the water before I get to the house. So once they say there's water, I'll go to the tap, run the water. Now, I'm not just running the water to see if there's water. I'm also running the water to see how clear the water is, because sometimes the water is really bad and it's going to tell on your skin. I might not have the best of skins, right? But I cherish it so much, so I wouldn't want to pay for something that's going to ruin it or that's just going to reduce my market, if you know what I'm talking about. I know some of you are going to say, oh, Betha, I cannot deal with this stress. I can't do all of these things that you've talked about. I cannot begin to walk from one agent's office to another. I cannot begin to move from one apartment to the other. In fact, Betha, is so stressful. My life is stressful enough. I cannot add searching for an apartment to the list of things that worry me. Honey, there's a way out. There's something called service apartments, right? So service apartments are usually furnished, fully furnished, from the bedroom to the kitchen, everything. There's light, there's security, there's water. All the basic things you need are provided for you. So the only thing is the charges are going to be more. So it means that aside from your rent, you also have to save up for your service charge, right? Because you need to pay for all of those things. Now, service apartments are very, very common on the island. You barely find service apartments here on the mainland, so you get all of that on the island. I don't know if there are any service apartments here on the mainland. Please, if you know any, do let me know, so that people that need this information could use it. Put it in the comment section. But then I know that on the island we have instant apartments. We have 1004. So I know that there are a couple of service apartments here in Lagos. So it's just for you to look for the one that would be close to wherever it is that you work. You have tons and tons of options. Lagos is for everybody. Anybody can survive in Lagos. Now guys, that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. Do let me know if you have other questions about Lagos and getting apartments and just moving to Lagos generally. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video was useful. I mean, a lot of people are looking to move to Lagos, and of course they would need apartments. So it would be really nice for you to help me share this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.